Hello and welcome to the slightly fresher PGG Games news update. Today's August the 20th. This is the new format of video and let's talk about the news. First up, when Sony games boss Shuhei Yoshida first played 2018's God of War, let's just say he wasn't impressed.
Yes, God of War, that game that's now got a 94 on Metacritic, making it the best new PlayStation 4 exclusive, ever. Once upon a time, wasn't exactly great. It was horrific. Speaking at DevCon recently, God of War director Cory Barlog gave a frank account of what happened when the Sony exec played his game for the first time. Barlog said the team had a bit of a nightmare playtesting the game thanks to the uneven rate of development across different departments. They were building the engine, building the mechanics, designing the levels in parallel. Combat was one of the biggest problems right up to the final months of development. Then, ahead of PlayStation Experience in December 2017, Yoshida comes into play what would eventually become the PS4's highest rated exclusive behind The Last of Us Remastered. And here's how Barlog described that moment. Quote, "I mean, the frame rate was terrible, everything just felt bad. I definitely get the feeling while he's playing that he's not having the greatest of times, which is great. I mean, it bums me out a little bit, but that's what I brought him in here for." He kinda just shook his head and walked out the door. He never told me how he felt. In fact, he only told one of my friends who he saw at a party. Yoshida said, "Oh, you're working on God of War? I just gotta say, I played the game the other day. I was horrified." Barlog said that the experience helped rally the dev team together, and when Shuhei played the game for a second time, luckily, he wasn't horrified.
So imagine your boss taking a look at your work and just shaking his head and walking out because he doesn't know what to say and he doesn't give you any feedback. Not ideal. So it looks like when they were working on God of War, they've done it a little bit differently. Usually what they do, a games developer, they'd put together like a prototype of a game or like a demo so that they can take it to shows and people can play it. It's like a vertical slice, some people call it, where it shows off all aspects of the game. The problem with doing that kind of thing is that you might be working on a specific version of the game or specific parts of the game where it might not even make it to the final cut of the game, taking extra resources out just to make this part of the game look good, whereas you could be just developing the game. So it's unusual how they've done it here, where they've just been working concurrently on the engine, on the mechanics of the game, as well as the level design, just working all that together rather than getting like all the parts so like one level playable. There wasn't any like decent playable version of the game at any point. Hell, some of the games that get released these days still feel like they're in an early build of the game. Still, it turned out alright for him in the end. 94 Metacritic, like critical acclaim across the board. Maybe that's the kick at the arse he needed for the game, when his boss comes in and just like passively walks out in disgust, horrified. And next up in TV remakes of awesome games news, the casting scripts for the Witcher Netflix series have leaked.
The scripts emerged on Reddit, showing two scenes that both feature the character Yennefer, one with Geralt of Rivia himself, and the other with an unnamed king. Fans have been pretty split about what they've read, with many complaining that the portrayal of key characters just isn't right. But showrunner Lauren S. Hisrich has already assured fans that what featured in the scripts won't feature in the final show. Casting scripts or sides may be written purely for auditioning purposes for actors and don't contain plot points that will feature in the finished product. Hisrich wrote on Twitter that the leaked scripts are nothing to worry about and that she's fascinated by the passionate debate about how Geralt and Yennefer are portrayed in the scenes.
She knows people are going to be really pissed off who aren't going to be happy with how they portray Geralt or Yennefer or Triss or any of the other characters that they love from the game series. I mean, what you can see from the scripts themselves, although they won't be used in the final version, you can see that Geralt's his usual self. He doesn't say a lot. He's got his one-liners and that's it. I feel like that's one of the weaker points for me personally, was that he couldn't, I don't know, he's not very expressive, is he? He's not very fun. He's not a very fun character. Making that to a TV series, you've got to take allowances for that, I guess. And if you want a decent show, you've got to have more than what he shows in the game, because that was just I'm just going to get lynched for that.
And in stuff that launched but shouldn't have launched yet news, Steam TV accidentally surfaced online over the weekend. What looks like a direct competitor to Twitch and YouTube streaming was accidentally made live as Valve was working on broadcasting the International, an annual Dota 2 tournament. Valve said Steam.tv's appearance online was a test feed that was inadvertently made public.
Inadvertently made public is PR speak for somebody up and maybe somebody's getting fired.
The streaming platform has the new Steam chat system integrated on the side and can let users invite friends to watch streams with them. CNET dug into some of the features and found that Steam.tv, whenever it does go live properly, will have built-in voice chat on Google Chrome.
So we've got Twitch, we've got YouTube streaming, we've got Mixer, and now we've got Steam Stream, or whatever they're going to call it. I mean, do we really need another streaming platform? I'm not sure this will pick up, although all the people that use Steam, they've already got that installed base, they've already got them customers there, I guess, and if it's there integrated into the store, like when you're streaming or something, you see a video pop up of people playing before you buy the game, I think that could be a good thing. Actually, might be a good move for consumers to be able to see a game in action at the moment that they're buying it. I think it's probably a good move. So next is our quickie gaming news segment, and first up we're going to talk about Monster Hunter World hitting 10 million sales worldwide.
The critically acclaimed and previously only available on consoles game released on PC just recently, but that launch didn't go without its hiccups, with many people reporting network and connection issues. However, it didn't slow players down too much. According to Steam Spy, the game sold over 2 million copies on Steam within a few days of release, and seeing over 240,000 concurrent players on that day, the largest concurrent player count for any game on Steam at launch in 2018.
And PSVR has also hit a milestone this week.
Sony Interactive Entertainment announced in a blog post recently that they have now sold over 3 million PSVR units worldwide. They've also sold over 21.9 million VR games. This comes after Sony admitted back in May this year that growth for the overall VR market was, quote, below expectation. Sony marked their 3 million sales milestone by announcing the release dates of 2 upcoming titles. The VR box entitled Creed Rise to Glory launches now on September the 25th, and Evasion, a hero-based first-person VR shooter from developer Archact, launches on October the 9th.
And lastly, just a reminder that the biggest game show in Europe, that is Gamescom, that starts tomorrow.
Gamescom is the second largest gaming event in the world, coming behind the Asia Game Show. The annual event takes place in Cologne, Germany. The show attracted 350,000 visitors and 919 exhibitors from 54 countries last year in 2017, and 2018 is expected to be about the same. So obviously we are expecting some juicy new trailers and gameplay dropping this week, so stay tuned here at PGG and we'll let you know what's going on.
One thing we do know happening at Gamescom is that CD Projekt Red will be there, and obviously we assume that Cyberpunk 2077 will be shown off again. Maybe it'll just be behind closed doors to journalists like it was at E3. Hopefully not. Hopefully they've got more to show off to the public this time. I doubt it though. I think it'll just be the same old thing behind closed doors, so that the journalists will come away drooling and the rest of us are here thinking, what the hell have they just seen? Let me see it, damn it. Just let me see the freaking game. So let me know anything else that you're looking forward to, getting fresh trailers for on upcoming games. Let us know your favourites anyway down in the comments. So what do you think? Did you enjoy today's fresher and faster daily news video? Let us know down in the comments. If there's any stories that you want me to cover, hit me up on Twitter at PrettyGoodGaz and I'll check out your stories, maybe feature them in a video. And don't forget to hit the bell for your daily dose of fresh gaming news. I will see you next time.